Hey everyone, welcome back to Indiethon Summer 2023, where the ZX Spectrum block continues with RuffledBricks playing 100% of nothing. Take it away.
Keep it together, Charles. Hello everyone. It's me again, RuffledBricks. And if you saw on the schedule that I was going to be doing nothing for the next 20 or so minutes, you're right. Here it is. Big pile of nothing right here. This is actually a demake. It is originally a PC game and made by Joel Likes Pigs, and it was demade couple of years ago by Sergei Smirnov, aka Gogin. It's taken from a one-level game and turned into a full platformer with several levels and bosses. So yeah, we are going to do a 100% run of this, which basically involves collecting all of the items and reading all of the info sheets in the game. But you'll see what that means when we get started in 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. So, level 1, you start with nothing, and this is true. We have no controls apart from space. We have unlocked the music and the sound effects by falling, and now we can move to the left. And here's one of the hardest parts of the run already. And there we are. Like, you have to fit between the 5th and 6th crusher in that run there, and the controls on this game are quite slippery, so it's not as easy as it might look. We have now unlocked the ability to look down. Careful now. This is another particularly hard bit at the beginning here. We're going to try and one-cycle all of these moving platforms here, which, bear in mind, although we can jump, we can still only move left at this point. So, yeah, okay, so we didn't get it on a one-cycle, unfortunately, which is going to have ramifications for the rest of the run, because the way that these moving platform cycles are remembered by the game will affect this level's trajectory somewhat. And what I mean by that is that, like, as part of the 100% of this run, we have to do this first level by doing 3 entire circuits of the level, because that's what it's going to take to collect all of the items. So here we've unlocked the crouch, which enables us to drop through thin, soft platforms like that. And there's an item there that we've deliberately missed because we're going to get that on a later cycle. But here we have unlocked a sweet hat, which, as you can see, has the trademark ZX Spectrum colour clash to it. A little hint there from the developer there. Try ducking. It's basically, because we can't move to the right, it's sort of implied that to get past these balls, like, it's kind of want to jump past them. But as you can see, it's just hold down, it becomes a nice cozy little auto-scroller. We've unlocked distracting squeaky shoe mode, and that info there tells us to run across these crumbling platforms here. Could have gone for that, but you never quite know where those crushes are going to be when you get here. So, and we've unlocked the catchy elevator music as we go up this lift shaft. It sounds like the girl from Ipanema. But legally, probably different. Possibly. We skip those 2 items there. We are going to get those on the next circuit. We've got the regular music again. And now, finally, mercifully, we have unlocked the ability to move to the right. And very helpful for speed run. We have unlocked the ability to run. Message there saying congratulations. This is actually where the level ended. Or the game ended, rather, in the original game. Because it was just a one-level game on the PC. But we're not far off the end of the level here either, but we are actually now back to where we started with the crushers. And oh, that was silly. Okay, so back we go, past the congratulations sign. And yeah, since we've taken a hit there, Charles, is there anything you want to say while I'm getting back to where I was? I guess not. Okay, so back we go.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm muted microphone. I don't have any donations right now to read out, but I do have some blurbs, such as you're all watching Indiethon Summer 2023, which is raising money for the Cemeterians. They are the United Kingdom-based suicide prevention charity with a free call helpline for those in crisis. They deal with 10,000. What is that? Okay, 1,000 calls a day, and every call they answer could change a life forever. And not only you can contact the cemeterians for the helpline, but you can also contact them by email, send a physical letter, or use their new online chat feature, or get advice for their self-help app.
Yeah, no, very good course. Right, so we are back at this point in the level. You may recognise it from earlier. The platform cycles are completely off what I normally expect because we've taken a couple of deaths. So something to note about this game is that the checkpoints in this game are basically created by every item that you get in the game. And because we're going round this level 3 times in order to get all of the items, it does make for a slightly long trek if you end up dying, which is very unfortunate. But fortunately now we have more mobility going around this section. And everyone, we've just unlocked the R mode, so if you've got any rage that you need to get out of your system, now would be a very good time. And here we have unlocked the broken radar. This, like the hat, is basically a cosmetic upgrade. It does no benefit whatsoever to the run, but because it's a hundo, we need to get it. As we do for this item here, you got nothing, which is a hidden little thing there, which you can only get if you go around the level a second time, because we can only move left the first time we get to that bit. But it's basically one of a fair few troll bits of information in the game. Now, these 2 items on the left here, the first one turns our character cyan. It actually changes his colour. The second one removes the cyan effect and brings us back down to white. Because I want to keep my character cyan for a bit longer than this level, I've gone for the one that removes the cyan effect first on this particular cycle. And then we will get the cyan one on the last cycle of the level. Now here we're going to grab an item called the hunger meter, which means we now have a health bar that gradually depletes as we go along, which is not ideal, to be honest, because prior to grabbing that, we could basically just carry on for as long as we liked. But now, in the game going forward, we have to basically complete things within a certain time. Now, I grabbed it earlier than I needed to on this particular cycle, just because by resetting, you're pressing the R button. Oh, hello. Okay, that's unfortunate, but that's even more unfortunate. Right, back we go again. So you see, it's quite unforgiving, this run, compared to Yazzie. Oh, there we go. Oof, just got onto it. I have to say, with the hundo as well, the first level is easily the worst level in this particular category. Once we get beyond the first level and the first boss, this run becomes a lot more cozy. But at this point, we're going through quite an unforgiving section of the run here, just because a lot of platforms, not that many checkpoints, a lot of ways that this can go wrong. So we're going to, this is our last circuit of the level now. And what we're going to do here is going to drop down through here. This time we're going to go up. This unlocks the hunger meter a second time, so you can actually unlock it earlier in the level. And then the last cosmetic upgrade, we have unlocked the fairy, who may or may not be a reference to everyone's favourite fairy, Navi. You'll notice that as we fly around, he's going to say things like, "Hey," and "Listen." But we will never find out why he wants us to do any of those things.
Hey, listen!
Yeah, that is the voice of Navi right there. And this is the cyan mode, or blue mode, as it's called. So we are now fully smurfed up. So we are ready to complete the level now. So last time we're going to run past the congratulations screen, hopefully. A couple of crushes here once again. Never quite know what cycle they're going to be on here. If we do figure that out in the routing at some point, that will make this definitely a slightly quicker run. But as it stands at the moment, the the memory of the crushes is slightly uneven. And now we go to the last bit, and now we're going on to the first boss. Now, this boss is awful. So this is called Slow and Steady Wins the Race. The object is basically grandmother's footsteps. Whenever the eye is looking, we have to stop moving. If we move whilst the eye is looking, we get walloped. However, the time that it takes for him to change the eye mode is RNG. Very close there. So we just need to get all the way to the right of the level without getting hit. And I'm using the ducking here just to stop me in place a bit quicker as I run along. Okay, starting to get a little bit narkier here. Very close there again. And there we are, we've got through to the final bit, and my down key has come off on my keyboard, so just bear with me one moment. Okay, right, I think we're good. Sorry about that. Right, so, level 2. This level is called Go Your Own Way. Oh, hang on a minute, sorry, 2 seconds. Key is the wrong way up again. Right, let's try that again. Yeah, forgive me, I've only had this keyboard like about a year or so, but it has already been kind of like falling to pieces. So, anyone ever wants to recommend me a keyboard, then please feel free. Now, doing a little trick there called food skip, because that food item there, we will need food in this level to replenish our hunger meter. But that particular one sits at a crossroads, and we want to use that as a checkpoint earlier, so I'm going to try and avoid it for as long as possible. So there we are, avoiding it again. This time, with the new ability that we've got, it's the slide ability. What that does, as you can see, is it means we can... too fast. Four jumps I need for this bit rather than 3. 2, 3, 4. 1. Oh, a bit too far to the left there. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Yeah, so the slide ability is going to come in very useful there. I've also gotten myself an extra eye, which is fun, but this is why the slide ability is useful. If you slide and jump at the same time, you get this enormous jump, which means we can actually skip to this part of the level quicker. Using the slide here to get past these crushes, because the slide, as you can see, goes over a certain distance, it means we can go over the gaps there. And now we've unlocked a very important item for this particular speedrun. This is the second chance. What this does, this just gives you a damage boost. So you effectively, rather than dying from one hit, we now take 2 hits to die. And what this means is that we can actually use this first hit to basically just damage boost our way through a lot of the nasty traps and stuff that are coming up in the second half of the run. So when I said that the second half of this run is much more pleasant, this is the main reason why. Now, we're supposed to come up this way from below there, but I've actually, because we've got the slide jump, we're going a different way, and then... Oh! Okay, that's fine. I was trying to do the slide jump there, didn't quite get it, but fortunately I landed on the platform. Now we're going to unlock some custom colours, and we need to get all of these, and we can use the slide jump here to ensure that we get more without having to do a cycle of the entire level. Damage boosting through the spikes, and you notice each time we get one of these items now I am resetting, because that replenishes our damage boost. Going up here, and we've got ourselves the ability to barge through walls now, which is another pivotal ability. Taking the damage boost there on these spikes, and I'm going to just reset there, and now on that bit of food there as a checkpoint. And here's the food that I dodged earlier, with a info that says get food to stay alive. And here is why you actually need the damage boost ability in the game to get past this spike pit, although it is technically possible to get past it another way, but it's not particularly easy. Using the damage boost to get past these crushers as well, and then here's a particularly tricky section of platforms. Remember I said the controls are very slippery in this game? This is very much where that becomes a problem. Oh, for God's sake, will you jump? Right, back we go. Meanwhile, Navi, still saying the same old.
Hey, listen!
There we go, we've got past that jump eventually, and this is the last part of this particular level. We just have to climb up these platforms, and now we're going to use another damage boost here towards the top. Damage boost onto spikes, using a slide jump to get up there with that platform. The info says jump to the centre, so we're going to do it, and there we are. On to the end of this level, and on to the second boss. This is the easiest boss in the game. It's a robot. We can't actually kill it ourselves, so what we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of all of these crumbling platforms, and then we're going to climb back up with this little hole we've made. Robot does a little bit of damage to us. We're going to run to the exit and lure the robot off screen onto the spikes so that they get killed off. And now we've unlocked the music for the third level. Not actually the final one, but close enough. Now this. Oh dear. Okay. Right. So we just unlocked the AGD enemies here, which not ideal. Adding enemies to the level, to be honest with you, but it is, as I say, it's a hundo, so we do need to. There's only 5 of them in the level, but 3 of them are going to be particularly annoying later on. And here, using the damage boost, you'll notice this is very similar to the first level in its design, but for the for those balls that are being fired at us here, this time we can just damage boost through them. Oh, I was just slightly too pensive there. We've also unlocked the ability to push platforms, which we don't actually need in this one, but again, remember it is a hundo, so we need to get it. And we also got that item there, which is very much a troll item. If you read that, you'll see it said that we've actually now collected infinite lives. Joke's on us, we had infinite lives the whole time. So now here we are going to unlock another particularly trolley upgrade here. I mean, trolley is in like a troll rather than a tram. This is the Michael Jackson moonwalk, as it is called in the game. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting the jump there. There we go. So as you can see, the controls are now reversed. So we're having to basically control my character by pressing the opposite direction of what we want to go in. Which takes a little bit of practice. Don't get me wrong. This bit here, we have to navigate to specific crushing blocks to get down without getting hit by spikes. We've done it. And we've got more catchy elevator music to take us to the top of this level with a catchy tune in the heart. Long elevator, right? Yeah, you're not wrong. So, here now, coming up, is the AGD enemies, and this is particularly tough. I'm going to try a specific cycle on these. Okay. And we didn't get it. Right, so basically what I want to do here is I want to keep my damage boost, because there's a bunch of crushers after this section, and and it's much easier to damage boost through them than to try and time your way through them, because the jumps there are pretty unforgiving. So, however, what makes this section particularly difficult is, as you notice, the 3 enemies that we have to get past all have completely different movement trajectories. They're all diagonal, but like, as you can see, like, yeah, it's pretty tricky. Now, 2 of them are out of the way. It's just the cow to get past now. Okay, we're good. Right, excellent. So there we go. So now we can just, as you can see, damage boost through those spikes and crushers there, because it's so much easier to do that. And now we're back to the normal controls, so we can head in the forward direction. Going to barge through this wall here and grab this food item, which is the last checkpoint in the level. From this point on now, the rest of it is quite a long way to get to the end of the level. So we have to try and be careful here. I'm going to try and retain my damage boost for as long as I can. Slide across those platforms there, and then jump up here. I'm going to use damage boost here on these spikes because they're a little difficult to get through without it. And then a tough old jump here. There we go. If you fail that, basically you have to go all the way back to that food item that I mentioned. And into the last boss, the greatest battle ever, as it is titled. So this boss has 3 phases. First one here, basically these orbs turn into blocks. When they do that, you just need to run into one of them, and that causes damage to the enemy. You have to do 4 hits to the enemy to get to the second phase. So we're doing that. I'm also trying to do my jumps over the enemy from slightly far away, as if you do it too close, they actually will jump after you. Second phase now, as you can see, the alien has developed wheels for his vehicle. And the way that we damage the enemy now is we have to lure them into the wall, like so. 6 times is the number of times we need to do this, and then it will go through to the 3rd and final phase. You have to do it at full speed. I've lost track of how many times I've done the damage here. I think it's... No! Ah, we've done it too many times. Okay, that's fine. Right, so now, as you can see, he's lost his vehicle. We have to now try and shepherd him into going down to this side over here. And I am just going to grab the food just quickly here, because I need a little bit of replenishment. But, yeah, as you can see, we're luring the alien over to the right here, where there's a couple of crushes, which then just crush it. And we use the damage boost just to ensure that we got to the door as it opened. And now on to the final level, which is the epilogue. This one is basically just a winding down ritual. So now we've lost all our visual upgrades. We lost the hat, lost the radar, Navi's gone. Never did listen. Now we've lost our colour. Now we cannot move to the left. And actually, a little thing here, if you didn't change the controls back to normal earlier, if you're still going backwards, you would get soft locked at that point. Here, we're no longer able to crouch, so we have to go up at that junction, and now we've forgotten how to jump. And then time is coming up when we grab the last item that is coming up here. So just going to nudge along to the side, far to the right of this platform as we can. And time! And this final item that we got here is we have lost the ability to move. So, as you can see, we have now been dumped onto a conveyor belt with a bunch of crushers. Let's hope none of them kill us off before we get to the end of the level. Would you look at that? They've been programmed just perfectly for our needs. So we're now going to get dumped onto this elevator here, which is going to take us to the top of our level. As you can see, the idle animation here, our freshly two-eyed character, just tapping his feet patiently as he waits to get to the summit of the level. And then this is our your great ZX Spectrum end sequence here. Bunch of different coloured stars launch into the sky. Our character looks up. And a nice little note, by the way, if you skip the 2-eye upgrade in the second level, and you still have 1 eye here, it still changes to 2 eyes at this point. As you can see, he floats off into the stratosphere. The stars come to a rest. And that is the end of nothing. Now, there's no counter to tell us that we got 100%, but basically, as long as you've got all of the items and the text boxes, then you have. And we get a little quote from the Bible at the end here, "For he brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it." 1 Timothy 6:7. As a result of this, my community have referred to the character that we control in the game as Timothy. Feel free to give him your own name, but I think Timothy fits him pretty well. And as you can see, we finished that with 11 deaths, which is not ideal. Had quite a few shambling deaths in the first section of the run. But hey, it's a tough run. I do highly recommend it, though. It is a fun game, much like Yazzie, and you can get hold of emulators for ZX Spectrum pretty easily online. I use an emulator called Fuse, so... but yeah, it's a game that deserves a lot of attention, a lot of love. Thank you very much to Indiethon for letting me showcase this, and Yazzie. Shout out to the Samaritans as well. Great cause. Please do keep donating for them. And yeah, you can catch me at twitch.tv/RuffledBricks, where I play a lot of games with this sort of aesthetic, but most of the time I just play Worms games. So if you like those, then check me out. Charles, over to you.
GG!
Thank you.
Yeah, so that was great. Speaking of donations, we have $25 from Major Disaster who says, A. It's just the trail of A's. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But thank you for that. No incentives, though. But speaking of incentives, we have 3 incentives that we can take a look at. One of them is choosing what the hat gear wears in the hat in time. Currently in the lead is Neko with the $5. So if you want to make sure that that's not the case, then please get your donations in. We can also choose the couple in Haven. We have Female K and U currently in the lead with $10. So if you want to, again, change that, get your donations in. And we also have Dance to Death in Rain World Downpour. We have $20 out of 75 raised. So if you want to make sure that the character will breakdance on the runner's body as they die, for some reason, I don't know, that's the bid war, then make sure that you pick the incentive for this. All right. And coming up is, I believe, is Hat in Time, or is it going to be Backup Run? I think it's Backup Run. Well, you will see shortly in the intermission screen. Don't go away.